I'm looking at Wollongong. There's only a couple here. I know it's an online night, but a couple want to come in. There's a big, massive smile on their face. How are we all feeling? Is everyone pumped, ready to finish this off and get out of the way? Continue with your building and construction career? Any comments? Can we get some comments, please, while I set up the classroom? Having issues with trying to access Australian standards. All right, eh? Tyson, where are you at? Keen to be done, yeah, I bet. Josh, you've really got your hands full lately. Mate, what I might try and do is, for those with those issues, I will sort you out at the end of the night, I think. Glenn has started the recording. How's our friends at Wagga going? Everyone happy? All our friends at Griffith, Maria. Everyone happy? All right. I might as well just get cracking, eh? Can't bore you too much. Well, Glenn's writing something down. Look out. All right. Just for those from Wollongong, those that have actually enrolled. Oops, sorry, boys and girls. Can you see the screen? For those that have enrolled, is anyone interested in doing a talk that night? Did you enroll? The graduation? No. There's only about 10 of you out of 60. There's only 10 of you coming. Anyone? That's nearly finished. Happy to be done. All right, I'm going to probably send you an individual message, okay? All right, I'll sort that out tomorrow. Okay, tonight, what I'm going to do is, firstly, Adrian has opened up all the clusters. We do this every year. Open them up, go back. Remember, I think it was last night. I could open it up again. In that builder's package, make sure you get all your documentation. Where did I put it? Documents that you should keep. Do you remember that? Some of those you may already have, but remember the items like your management plans. Pull them out and save them. You should have done it. We've spoken about it 100 times, so it's slightly annoying, but am I allowed to say it's a bit annoying? Anyway, try and save them because we're closing them off tonight. Everything will be closed except for on-site. We're going to leave on-site open for a couple more days because some of you are still slightly annoying. And make sure you back it up, okay? Back up. Put it in 3 places. Put it on your desktop at home. Put it on a cloud, which is either Google Drive or OneDrive or Dropbox, and put it on a flash drive or a hard drive of some sort. Yeah? That's a top tip. I need to leave you to do that yourselves, all right? I'm going to have a bit of a chat. I reckon I'm going to be 20 minutes, maybe tops, maybe half an hour. All right? It is actually holistically part of the whole course because if you go into each unit, it'll talk about communication. So even though you're still doing it because you're doing like filling out your documents and you're doing your management plans and you're actually talking to the client, you're doing your estimates, you're signing a contract, all of that is part of your communication. But what about your people skills? What's your people skills like, people? Can you refresh? I'm probably pumped for tonight just because it's the last lesson. What are your people skills like when a conflict is in the workplace? Tell us some positive stories. Give us a positive story. Don't give us a negative one. I saw a guy. I'm going to give you a negative one. While you're doing this, I'm going to tell you a couple. Firstly, I'm going to say, tell us a positive story and how you diffused a difficult situation. Because usually when it gets escalated and it turns into worst case scenario or a fight or something, there's no winners, are there? Yeah, it's something you want to avoid at all costs. Anyway, I was a site manager at Nowra years and years ago, and the bricklayer wouldn't move his car, and the site manager had a bit of a temper. Sorry, our foreman had a bit of a temper, and he threw his hat down, his hard hat, and pulled his teeth out and started a fight. Wasn't a good sight, but anyway, we had to break it up, and then the bricklayer lost his job. It's just, you just don't want to go there. Just diffuse it as best you can, boys and girls. Okay? Let's have a look. And this is positive stories. I want some positive stories. Can you please give me something that you've done or possibly your boss has done? Aiden's giving me a smile. Who have I got online that I can pick on? Brody, have you got any good stories? Andreas? What about Craig Wilson? Are you there, mate? No, I don't think he is. Hello. Kieran. Kieran? Kane. Bloody hell. I still can't remember some names. Sorry, guys. George. What about Frank? You got any stories? Please give us a couple. Have a bit of a chat about them. People skills. Trying to keep it real on site. Fight on site. It's supposed to be positive, Scotty. Positive stories, please. You're not in trouble, but I'm looking for positive stories. Cody. Let's give us... Everyone was a bit down for a Friday, but I had a cracking joke. And everyone liked it, righto. Fair enough. It's all about the jokes. Tim. Tim goes well in the work. Nana's next door spat the dummy because the Garbos didn't pick up a red bin. Emptied it in her tray. Right, okay. Tim, you got better than that. Positive stories. I want something positive. Somewhere you diffuse the situation. Because that's what really you need to do. When you're going to be a builder, you're going to have to be dealing with clients that don't want to pay you and subbies that don't want to do the work you expect from them. So you're going to be battling every day and you need to be diplomatic all the time. So not only do you have to have the hard skills, they call it, the hard skills of understanding the knowledge for construction, but you need to have the soft skills to be able to apply and diplomatically get people to do things. Some might be good at it. It could be natural for you. Some you might be really bloody hopeless because you're right cranky people. But it's in your best interest to have improved people skills. Can someone give me something? He's killing me. I've got Nana's bin. I've got Scotty's got a punch up. And what was Cody's? A cracking joke. Righto, Tim might have something for me. A couple of years back fighting because the bricklayer was dry cutting bricks instead of water using the wet saw. They both wanted to fight, but I pulled them apart and got the bricklayer to hose and use a proper working technique, got the carpenter to work another area. Mate, well done. Because you don't want them to be fighting. It's just no one wins. It might be fun for a bystander to watch it, which it actually isn't, but it's best to diffuse it. Just throw something at you. Is that the best you got, Harley? Okay, Dan, what do you got? Issued the client a $63,000 variation. Okay. He blew up and threatened to cancel our main contract. I walked him through the work and showed him why. I left with an accepted variation worth of 65 grand. Mate, that's good. That's impressive. It worries me that it gets to 65 grand unless you've got, might be with your company, be large amounts turning over. We have one of our ex-part-time teachers did 150 grand last year. He wants to come back. And it was mainly through variations. 150 grand, you had to go to NCAT. It was 90 grand plus 60 odd grand in fees. Oh, righto. The big commercial job. So, and, you know, people skills, not just diffusing a bad situation, but also making it clear about what's going to be in the contract. We've spoke about that many times. Yeah, the plans can be difficult, especially commercial, because you're always going to miss something. Who else we got? Martin. I'm going to have a look at a couple. Lady next door was angry and said no radios allowed. She was hard to deal with. I seen her at IJ on a Friday. I had a chat and she invited me over for drinks. When the husband was away, now she's nice. I'm going to take that as if you were being really nice and she just wanted some company, and well done, Martin. Loving it. Does anyone else want me to put up theirs? Max, please don't, mate. Josh, we have been pretty good in our work site. Only had a real issue where a tradesman tried to tell me I was wrong and it got a bit ugly. That would be very difficult for someone to say, you're wrong, Josh. Ended up just saying that we will do the job his way. Ended up costing us a lot of time and money. That's not good. Boss told me that I know I'm right. I need to stand my ground and grab him to make the final decision. I once had an argument with a plumber and the height for the pan wasn't right. I can't remember what it was. I think it was for a disabled toilet, and the pan had to be a specific height. If you don't ever get your disabled toilet, your measurements right, mate, you'll get it knocked back. You have to redo it. So, and it was before they used to silicone them, and we would just concrete them in. They'd bed the concrete, and then I just lifted it up and pulled it away and just kicked it and said, mate, you got to fix it up. It was probably not very diplomatic at that time. Righto, who wants me to talk about theirs? One more, Eli, I'm going to do yours. Boss took on a client that we didn't have time to do the job, and she waited over a year for the reno, and he sent me. Had to explain we were flat out and apologise for backing me. I completed the job on time from actual start, and she actually offered me a job. Mate, when you get a job and you finish it on time, it's pretty rare. It shouldn't be pretty rare, but it often is. So if you've done that, that's impressive. All right, he's happy for me to move on. Someone's having a chat. Can someone turn off their Oliver. Sorry, man, I got to mute you. All right, let's move on. I'm going to get this over and done with. All right, refresh your page. Some 4 tips for improving your people skills. Human resources professionals and headhunters classify skills in 2 categories, hard and soft skills. So hard skills are easy. They define how you apply to a specific function like computer programming, database management, designing a house, being a builder or whatever. Soft skills, on the other hand, embrace all interpersonal relationships vital to selling a company's product or services. You can be naturally gifted at that. There are definitely people out there with really good soft skills. It's just how they've naturally been brought up. And I think they are naturally like that. Okay? You can learn to improve your soft skills. In the past, many organizations considered hard skills more important than soft ones. It's not true. While an IT or engineering company may initially put more weight on technical skills when evaluating job candidates, they look for candidates who have both the hard and soft skills. They're ultimately the most valuable because they have the potential to go the furthest. For you boys and girls becoming a builder, that's really important. It's massive. So be mindful of it. I know this is not accessible, but think about it in the future when you're going to be signing a contract or you're going to just hang 3 or 4 doors for someone. Just get those people skills and don't argue with them. You can possibly debate or you can talk about an issue, but please don't argue. It doesn't get you anywhere. I'm just going to quickly touch on these 4 skills. So learn to conduct productive conversations. Comfortable people skills open the door for easygoing conversation. Excellent rapport between people is built through conversation. Initially, conversation may be hard to start. That's why it's important not to think about the structure of a conversation. Be open to conversations that you unprepared for. Focus on the interests of the other person. That's the top tip. Focus on the interests of the other person rather than your own. And look for opportunities to ask non-threatening questions. Whenever you have something bad happen, you always have opportunities come out of it. Read your body language. Successful salespeople have learned how to get a reading on people based upon their facial expressions, their gestures, posture, and eye contact. Once they read the body signals in others, they can apply it to themselves. A relaxed expression and constant eye contact communicate a sense of self-confidence and poise that relax the person you're dealing with. So look at my arms folded. When you talk to someone, they've got their arms folded, they're a bit cranky, like they don't really want to talk. Yeah? So be mindful of it. You can do training on that as well. Seek feedback and criticism. It takes time and hard work to build strong people skills. Learning can only take place if... Aiden, shut up. Sorry, I'm not being diplomatic there. If you're constantly seeking feedback and criticism, open yourself up to the notion of lifelong learning and bettering yourself. I know. Sorry, that's not a good example. I just told Aiden off. And master listening. Masterful communicators have learned that building a comfortable rapport is finding the divine balance between speaking and listening. Does everyone understand that? Do I need to talk about that anymore? It's probably boring you a bit, yeah? Refresh your page and be aware, as a builder, people skills are just as important as understanding construction. I love a good top tip. Ensure you always return your calls within 24 hours. I don't know how many times I've heard or spoken to clients that have not had a tradie contact them back, even ring them back. Make sure you return your calls. Let them know. Communicate. That's probably the most important thing. One of the most important things of being a builder. Have a professional and clear and concise voicemail. I had a mate who was a builder. He had like some sort of jungle music in the background, and he said, "Tarzan not home, Jane not home, nobody home," and he hung up. That was his voicemail. To be honest, I thought it was quite funny, but he was a reputable builder. So, mate, those times are over. The client is always right, even if they are wrong. Try and work with them. Ensure you are clear with what is going to be constructed, and don't forget, keep it in writing. I've been banging on about this all year. Communication is the key. I'll just go back to 4. Make sure you keep it in writing. Variations, guys, that's where every issue HIA have. Did you ever not get paid for variation, Glenn? Glenn had to wait 14 months for 60 grand or something, and the guy actually paid. Very good. Communication is the key. Let them know what's going on. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them, you've allowed 100 cubic meters of concrete. It's 120. Let them know straight away. Send them a memo. Send them an email. They have to pay the extra 20, or else it will just drift off, and then you'll never get paid for it, and then you'll be bloody broke. Difficult clients, read their body language. If you have a bad feeling, maybe try elsewhere. I know a builder, he was a teacher for a really good builder. He could sort of sift out the clients that he felt wouldn't pay. And he's actually still operating. He's unreal. And I don't think he's ever not been paid. So kudos to him. All right, can someone tell me what lifelong learning is? Maybe refresh. Go to the forum. Preferably tonight. Bear with us, everyone. It's a bit slow. What's your future plans? Let's have a look at a couple. What are you going to do next year, in the next 5 years? You might have written it down in your business plan, Aidan. And how will lifelong learning assist you until retirement? Have you got an idea what you're going to do? Stephen, great answer. I reckon we're in an era with construction where you're going to be learning every day new stuff. And I reckon the technology is going to push some builders out. I really feel that, eh? You need to use some of these softwares to help you, yeah? I'll just hold off for a moment. I'll get some answers. While I'm waiting, I've got Glenn's written a message. Can you remind them to all check their assessments? Yep, we're gonna open up. Yeah, both open. I think all clusters are open, but on-site and structures will be open till the end of the week. Yep. Because these are really annoying. Kamal. Early retirement. There you go. I'm hoping for something more. Martin, what do you got? Building is a thing that you never stop learning or adapting. So I reckon keep with the times, because you can't be too stubborn to try new things, because every day new products and tools are out that make it a lot easier. Very good. What's your future plans? Amen. Thank you, Dylan. And how will lifelong learning assist you until retirement? Jared, I'm looking forward to this answer. Create a successful building company and retire young, hopefully. If everyone wants to do that, what's going to happen to supply and demand? Jared, lifelong learning is accepting that you can always do better, so take on any education and tips you can. Good point. Off the tools by 30, whether I build for myself or supervise for someone else, I'm unsure, but that's fine. The industry is constantly changing, so keep on your toes. You got a couple of good answers. I'll look at a couple more. What about some Wagga or Griffith boys? Oh, Craig's there. There you are. Always keep an open mind to new materials and ways of doing things. Adapt to suit the environment you are in. All right. Anyone else? We've got a Griffith boy. Alan's Wollongong. Anyone else? Maria, further south. In a couple of years, you're going to start your own building development business, doing residential houses, townhouses around the Illawarra. Can I get a job, Tim? Who was that? Craig, can you turn... Craig, turn your audio off, dude. But thank you. Thank you, Tim. All right. I'll do one more. Is there any Wagga ones I can put up? Any Wagga boys or girls? Anyone want me to put theirs up before I move on? Right, I'll do Riley. Always learn and keep trying to further yourself. Don't settle and push yourself. Move your way up the ladder of the industry. Don't be afraid to build new things or try new materials. Try different target markets, upper market, high-end, green. Mate, that's a really good one. All right, I'm going to move on then. All right, so those that haven't complete, just put a good answer in there as best you can. Do we actually understand what lifelong learning is? I suppose it sort of answers itself. It's the ongoing voluntary and self-motivated pursuit of knowledge for either personal or professional reasons. So it's constantly looking at stuff and thinking of different ways to do it. And that's really important now for you boys and girls becoming a builder in the 21st century. Okay? I've got some stuff that you can view in your own time for communication skills, right? It is from the, oh, sorry, it's not. It's a video. I didn't even check it. That's my mistake. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this video on. I've got a distinct feeling it's really, really crap. But anyway, let's just see. And then I'll come back. So it's 7 minutes. Bear with me. I'll just make sure. Have I opened it up, everyone? Sorry. Yes, it's open. We'll come back in 7 minutes. And I won't have... This is my last bad video for the year. So can you enjoy it? Right, I'll come back in 7 minutes. That's the last one I'm going to do, boys and girls. Sorry for that. But still, it's got some good points in it. Yeah, I know how bad it is. It can be a bit tragic. And I've done a couple of tragic videos this year. But I've got the point across, yeah? Poor old Freddie's a battler, isn't he? Think about that. Honestly, when you're out working for yourselves, think about that. And think about, well, Adrian wants some tacos now. Think about how you're going to plan with your business. I like the last bit actually with assertiveness, like making sure you just make a decision and just get on with it, you know. Okay, apologies for that. Let's move on. I've just given you a link to the revision final exam page. We've gone through it probably 6 or 7 times, all right? So it's a bit of an open forum tonight where you can throw in and ask a few questions. I am going to do one thing before we, there's a couple of things to do before we finish. I want you to go to your TAFE portal. I want you all to do it right now. Please go to your TAFE portal. Cody's been nice enough to let us use his. And I just want to show you what you should be seeing. Now, Miller and Sydney and Riverina might be slightly different, but still the same function. So go to your TAFE portal and you've got to log in. So I'm in with Cody's. This is as a student. So log yourself in. You should have a learner portal written there somewhere. Riverina will have your one, boys and girls, and Sydney Miller will have yours. Any Miller boys there tonight? John and Malik, are you guys there? While I'm waiting, go to your, once you've ticked on it, sorry, I'll do that again. Click on that learner portal. It'll take you straight there. Then you want to go to my results. All right. Now I've already done it. So thanks again, Cody. I've just gotten rid of the dates because a lot of you are carpenters. So just get rid of like the years before. So I'm just getting rid of those just to make it clearer for you boys and girls to have a look. And you can see there should be 16 units for you to complete your certificate for. Okay. And you can see building codes, legal. There's no order from the clusters itself, which is a shame, but anyway, that's just how it is. Finances, labour. If you go across, you should pretty much just about have everything as competent and satisfactory. Legal's the biggest because legal's linked to, I think there's like 10 different assessments. It's a bit mental. Scroll down, it'll be competent or not. You can see Glenn's just going to say something.
Some of the blokes, some of the people have said that they haven't, some of their portals still marking them as satisfactory, but I marked some assessments today, so I said,
right, okay.
Clicked over tomorrow.
Okay, those that have just had a unsatisfactory change today, it'll come over tomorrow, so we'll have a check tomorrow. Worst case scenario, leave it for a week and contact us next week. You will going to have C assessment 4 learning activities and the assessment 3, the structural worksheet. That's the major exam and they're the activities. So they're part of your assessments. You need to complete them. You can see sometimes they're doubled up because they're all linked to different units. So those are still to be put in. Okay, you can see Cody's up to date with everything, so he's really good. Okay, you can see like estimates, there's 3 assessments. So please go in and have a look and check. You'll also notice things like WHS, that's linked to like 4 different units. So if you fail WHS, you actually fail 4 other units. And it has happened to some people. Those that say where it says declined, you haven't paid. So I can't help you there. All right. Are there any questions with that? Thank you again, Cody. I'm going to get rid of that now because it's Cody's private login. It should. Eli Online said, how long did it take to click over? When did you pay? Start of the week. If it's not done by the end of the week, chase them again. Okay, I have 2 other things I want you to do. So in relation to checking your TAFE portal, I want you to complete this choice activity. Have you reviewed your TAFE portal and have a thorough understanding of what you need to complete to obtain your certificate for in building studies? Yes, I just need to complete the final exam and all my learning activities have been accepted and complete. I should be fine. I just need to complete a few more learning activities in the final exam. I haven't completed enough learning activities to sit the exam. There are a few of those we've sent messages to. And then at the last one, hopefully there's hardly any of these. I understand I haven't completed enough work throughout the year, and we'll come back next year. I should say next year. I'll fix it up in a moment to complete my studies. All right. We just want to have a check that you sort of understand what's going on. And then finally, we were going to do this on Thursday night, but I've decided not to, just because I'll let you focus on the one thing. So I want you to give us your feedback about this course now, just to get it out of your hair. Okay. I'm going to open it up and just discuss a few questions. So it's marked on the progress bar. So there's 21 questions, and I'm just going to put them up. It's things like, have the trainers got excellent knowledge? They explain things clearly. I'm just going to scroll down. Good mix of theory and practical. It's not that sort of course, I suppose. Appropriate feedback. I'm satisfied. What were the best aspects? So you can actually write comments. What aspects of the training were most in need of improvement? Do you have any suggestions? Please actually try and do us a favour and answer that as best you can, because it really helps us try and deliver a better product as a TAFE campus with the South region. All right, any questions? 80 online tonight, that's good. All right, I'm going to sit tight, and Glenn, do you mind finishing the recording? There's no learning material. That's it for 2019. I know